Hello, and I'm thinking you can probably see me a little better today up in the farmhouse. So, hello, welcome, my lovelies, amazings, wonderfuls, beloveds. Thank you for coming. You know your name. I am Maggie, and what I'm doing on this channel, I'm doing a slow crawl through this beautiful book, Excuses Be Gone by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And it is a book to how to change lifelong self-defeating thinking habits. And we are currently kind of cooking it up. We are in part 2 now. And we are in chapter 4, the first principle. So we sort of got through the muck and mirror and we kind of put it out there, what limits us, our excuses, and we're starting to move into how we build the bridge of incidents into the next new life. So you know what you can do. Hit like, hit subscribe, and leave your positive comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so we're gonna get on and popping with this. We're going back to the chapter 4, the first principle. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. He was talking about how he was changing his inner environment to change the outer environment, and that he could do so to improve his health and overcome anything. So I'm using all of the power that this approach holds to talk differently to my body. And not only with respect to potential bronchial secretions or infections. So Wayne Dyer was saying that he had this propensity to get respiratory infections. And then he would basically chest and bronchial area. And then he would kind of fall into the pattern of going to the store and ending up on antibiotics and everything. But he wanted to change that because he ultimately recognized that his beliefs set an environment up for health or disease. So, and also, I always try to say this, but we're all in spectrums, and like I was saying, faith is kind of like a muscle. You have to develop it. If you've been kind of walking around and you don't believe in anything, you have no faith, you're going to have to begin to start somewhere. And you can't just be like, if I'm trying to manifest something or I want something to happen and it doesn't happen, then you're just done. That's a poor attitude, and it's going to keep you stuck. That's a type of excuse. It's going to keep you stuck where you are. You have to start to get curious about how, I wonder how I'm going to resolve this. I wonder how I'm going to work through this. I wonder how I can think differently to have a healthier, more prosperous life. Okay, so we're getting back to it. I'm using all of the power that this approach holds to talk differently to my body. And not only with respect to potential bronchial infections, I'm also employing it with sore joints, muscle pulls, cramps in my calves, stiffness, and any of the multitude of physical inconveniences that crop up in a 60-something body that loves exercising, particularly swimming, running, walking, and doing yoga on a daily basis. And I remember when attending classes with Wayne Dyer and talking with Wayne Dyer, he talked about that a lot, about how he would use his mindset to overcome the pains and maladies that could, if you allow it, hold you back. And also, again, I'm part of the Common Sense Show. If you need medical attention, or if you are going through a rough time, and don't use the tools to beat yourself up or anybody else. You do not want to use it to have this superior type of thing. Everybody is at wherever they are in their process. And this is in no terms saying if you're not healed, something's wrong with you. What I am saying to you is if you do change your mindset and you get the mind and heart coherence, because I'm just starting out this channel. Over the course of my lifetime in this career, we will be incorporating many healing techniques. But I'm just saying if you do begin to change your mindset, drop the excuses, you will see another state of being, Jesus' state of being, come into being within you, where when we're in that state, no disease, nothing can touch us. Okay, so the key is to be aware that awareness itself is available rather than the same tired, ego-dominated approach. The reason why awareness is so powerful is that it immediately puts me in touch with a dimension of myself that knows. Here in awareness, all things are possible. I'm going to say that again. Here in awareness, all things are possible. One more time. Here in awareness, all things are possible. And in reality transurfing, we say, I see myself, I see my reality. It sort of parks you and makes you very present in the moment. So anyway, that statement leaves nothing out, including the ability to realign with source and introduce my genes to a new set of beliefs. Reading about and processing these cutting-edge scientific ideas triggered my entry into awareness. But it was my willingness to work on applying it. Okay, guys, it was my willingness to work on applying it where only old thinking habits previously resided that brought me to this new level where I feel as if I have an all-knowing friend with me at all times. And that friend is awareness. So why I got excited with that is that, you know, a lot of us are searching and a lot of us are studying teachers, we're reading our Bibles, we're reading the Tao Te Ching, we're doing these things, but we're still in like a passive state. You guys got to be like James Brown. You got to get on up. If you ever see James Brown perform, you will get on up. You see Elvis perform, you will be like out of your seat. I'm just saying, like, we need to move from that passive state where we are learning. Now, of course, that state is important, but you got to get on up. And you got to start moving and grooving. And you got to start trying these things out. And you cannot be worried. Don't let fear of looking foolish, of course, common sense, guys, but don't let fear of foolish, like, let's say you want to start a YouTube channel. And let's say you're afraid of being on camera, how you're going to look on camera, what you're going to say on camera, how to do computer stuff, how to do tech stuff. Let's say you're somebody, and that somebody is Maggie, me, and you're like, oh, and all these things kind of hold you in the passive parked state. No, you just do what you can when you can, and you apply it. And you just take this step boldly. And you have this, as he said, it was his willingness to work on applying it were only old thinking habits. Because I was thinking about this a long time. But then, you know, my path crossed. It was Brian Scott. Thank you, Brian Scott. Reality Revolution. My path has crossed with many people. Dr. Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, and all of you beautiful souls. My path is crossed with many patients and many nurses. All I'm saying is, like, if I just keep thinking about doing this, I'll never do it. So I want to know, one of my big things in this channel is I want you to work, not work, but let God show you your purpose and then boldly step forward. Because many of us are stepping forward in vulnerability. And just know that we don't have to be perfect the first time. I mean, guys, you know these videos aren't perfect, but you can see I'm giving it my best, and I'm doing what I can within the parameters of what I know at this time. But then every day I meet someone else wonderful like you, and you, and you, and you, and I meet people, and ultimately I'm gonna have the most awesome team on I Am Maggie. Like, we're gonna be on and popping. And this is going to be, guys, it's Neville Goddard. Like, remember when my YouTube channel only had 126 subs? Do you remember when my videos were so basic? Do you remember when I was wearing purple on the farm and doing Wayne Dyer's book? But remember today when I have this thriving, successful business and billions of followers? It's going to happen, and it's going to happen for you. So boldly step forward. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing, and you got to get out of the passive state. So use the passive, but then get into the active state. And then the more that we get into the active state, we figure out, don't go there. Go there. Yeah. And so, okay, it's going to be a process, but we are going to rid ourselves of the excuses that are holding us in prison states, that are keeping us from being our best for God, our purposes, each other. We are upgrading this planet. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I really love this time with you. And now you know what to do. Guys, don't be afraid. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and leave your positive comments. I so appreciate it. Yes, I mean, there's always comments. There's always the plethora, just like there is different types of food. But I do know that this is reaching a lot of people. I'd love to hear how it's helping you, and just have your best day. Thank you for supporting me. All right, guys, and you know what's next? You know what's next. Peace in, peace